Hi, my name is Mary Wong, and I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner and acupuncturist. Today I am demonstrating to you kidney rubbing and tapping, and that stems from China, and it basically comes from Qigong, which is a martial arts. And in terms of Chinese medicine, we look at the kidneys as the root of life, and it also rules birth and growth and development and reproduction. And the physical area of the kidneys is right around here, which is your low back. And at that place, there's also physical nerve innervations from basically the lower ribs right down to the bottom of the sacrum, about S2. And what we're going to do is we're going to literally rub and tap. And what I'm going to start by doing, this will only take a couple of minutes. So at home, maybe you could follow along with me and have your legs, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, have your legs hip width apart. Your feet are angled outward, 45-degree angle. And what I would do is a little pelvic tilt. So pelvic tilt with slightly soft knees, like a horse stance. And then you're going to begin by rubbing your back. So you rub, again, right from the lower portion of your ribs all the way down to the sacrum. So with a flat palm to your back, you're going to rub, 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 rub. And when you do this, you're going to start to notice and start to feel heat in your low back. And it's very soothing. And for those of you who have bad back problems, that might be soothing as well. But as I mentioned, this is good for overall health because in Chinese medicine, we look at the kidneys as the root of life. So, and then for those of you looking at fertility, that goes for men and women. There's nervous system for the male and female reproductive organs through here, from basically T11 to like S4, which is the sacrum. So we're gonna do this. And as you do this, check your breath. I like to sigh so that I know that I'm relaxed. And as you do that, you also notice to see if your shoulders are relaxed. So as you see, I'm not like this doing it, but literally have my shoulders down and relaxed. And you breathe. And like I said, that's 2 minutes. And that's the rubbing portion. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cup your hands like so. You have two options. Either you cup it and you use your index and your thumb to go up and down the spine. Other people, they can just do this, or like the back sides, nice and loose. It's less hard. But you can do this for a couple of minutes again. So we're invigorating and nourishing the kidney energy. One way I like to look at it is, you know, when you have a pot of like thick soup or milk on the stove, where if you don't stir it up, after a while, you're going to have this film, this layer on top. And when we do this, it's like we're stirring our kidney pot, our reproductive organs, like in a pot. So there's no sticking and no skin on top. So it just comes out smoothly like a thick soup. And again, not holding your breath. You're just relaxed. Do a little sighing. And the other thing you'll notice is I'm alternating. So it's awkward to do it two at a time. But alternating, you're able to go up and down the spine quite easily. And that's it. So you can do that for 5 minutes every single day. and that's completely fine. You can do it pretty well anywhere. And before I leave off, I want to share with you a story, and a story of hope. Tonight, one of my last patients this evening, she came in and she is 18 weeks pregnant. And in her case, I want to share with you this story because, first of all, for her, it was initially a technical challenge, meaning that her and her partner were a lesbian couple and they literally needed donor sperm. So they consulted a fertility clinic in order to be able to conceive. She was 42 when she went in, but going in just thinking, okay, here's a way that we can get pregnant because we have technical issues. But what she did not expect was when she went in, after doing all the blood tests and all that, they found out that she had high FSH, high follicle stimulating hormone. And that is the hormone that basically helps to develop eggs. So normally FSH should be under 10, and hers was over 13. So of course, walking in, she was excited, but then leaving, she felt completely devastated and really at odds, and thinking that, wow, this is going to be next to impossible to conceive. So from going in with hope and excitement, she walked out with despair and hopelessness. But I'm here to tell you that, my story is that despite what the doctors say, despite what the numbers are on the bell curve figure, you are more than a set of number, and you are more than a statistic. And in her case, she certainly did rise beyond her statistics. So going in, she did 2 rounds of IUI, and after she completed those 2, she did not conceive. And when she came to our clinic at Alive Holistic Health, she saw another practitioner in our clinic, and at that time she was preparing for another IUI, and in that IUI she did get pregnant. IUI is insemination or turkey-based technique, so if you want to call it that way. And unfortunately, she had a miscarriage. By the time they reached the time for an ultrasound, so her beta levels, her HCG beta levels, initial pregnancy signs did go up increasingly, but by the time 7 weeks hit, 8 weeks hit, the embryo's heartbeat was not there. So we knew that it was a demise. So she took time off, and after a couple of months, she went back and she did an IVF, which is the in vitro fertilization using the egg and sperm outside, fertilized in a petri dish. And they conceived, and here she is at 18 weeks pregnant. And again, really, it didn't really take her that long. So the point to this is that when a doctor gives you a diagnosis of, premature ovarian failure, or gee, you're going into menopause, you're 42, your eggs are going to expire, you don't have to believe it, because for one, people do get pregnant despite numbers and odds. And I will even say that there's a lot of women and couples that never go to a fertility clinic in their 40s who may not even have issues, and they will never be tested. So had they been tested, perhaps they too will also have issues in Western perspective about their high FSH or low AMH, all those markers that are considered as poor responders or poor ovarian reserve. So as we sign off tonight, I hope that you'll just see that, there is a possibility in this, and that fertility is possible even despite diagnosis. So I leave you with that, and next week I will be discussing anxiety and depression that goes along with fertility challenges. And I will also guide you towards another story, a success story, so that you'll have more stories of hope every week. And so do check out my other blogs and my other live feeds for more information. You can find me on marywong.life, www.marywong.life. And as well, you can pre-order my book, Pathways to Pregnancy, Personal Stories and Practical Advice for Your Fertility Journey, which is coming out in like a couple of weeks. Woohoo! And you can pre-order on Amazon right now. Otherwise, you'll find it in the bookstores near you. Take care. Bye.